Nobody would have been hurt. Like nobody would know, right? Who cares? I have a huge support system, but I think both of us took hits. And amongst our own support, we had a gigantic support group. And after this, this division that was caused because one individual decided to create division by counter. Would never have known about this, right? Nobody would have been hurt. Like nobody would know, right? Who cares, right? It just, and the way she handled it made me mad. And then I reacted the way I react, sometimes impulsively, etc. And it's just so stupid. All of this is so, when I think back, and that's when I was watching Rotten Mango, I thought is like the totality of our relationship is so complex and historical. And like, yeah, she's the main character, to be perfectly clear. That's what I had her in as my thing on my phone. Like she's the main character of the story I'm writing. I'm the writer.
Because Aiden loves calling himself the main character in everyone else's story. You guys ever heard me refer to myself as the main character? I'm the center of the fucking universe. Everyone's there for me. Everybody wants to fucking, that's not bragging. It's just a fucking fact. I refer to myself as the main character. It's funny. Karen Reed was plugged into my phone as main character in Signal. I will concede she is the, I don't even know if she's the main character. She's really not. The main character of this story is Michael Proctor, I would argue. Followed by Michael Morrissey. And then Karen's way down the list, to be perfectly honest with you. She's up there. She's not like a side character. But she's not like at the end of the curtain call. She's like close to the end. Yeah, she's the main character, to be perfectly clear. That's what I had her in as my thing on my phone. Like she's the main character of the story I'm writing. I'm the writer. She's the subject of the reporting.
All of a sudden, time to kiss ass, Turtle, right? All of a sudden, she's the main character. A couple of weeks ago was Michael Proctor.
But it's unique because we had a personal relationship as well. And I was invested in her personally, and I wanted her to win badly. And I always wanted her to win. I'll always want Karen to win. And yeah, that's that. And, she
his t-shirt should say Turtle Bitch.
Said to me in private messages how she does support, my case. Thanks to Dad. But understandably, because, she's explained this before, like they're trying to jam her up on conspiracy to commit witness intimidation charges. That's always been their plan, right? Was to do that. And so it's understandable why, she would not want to get charged again. Like who wants to get another lawyer, after everything she's been through, So yeah, it is what it is. And she's never getting indicted. It's all fucking bullshit. They just don't want to give her fucking phone back. Cosgrove's not doing any fucking grand juries. It's all a lie. You think I'm worried about getting grand jury and getting fucking prosecuted? No. And neither is she. Okay? No one's fucking worried about it.
She don't want to be in another frigging case. No one's worried about it. You're not worried about it. You don't care. You want Karen Reed to be charged right along the side of you. That would make you happy.
This shit. Nobody's getting indicted. She's gonna be fucking fine. And I'm sorry, even if Karen Reed was miraculously indicted for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation charges with me, you know what happened to her? Nothing.
See, he wants Karen Reed to get indicted. He wants Karen Reed to get arrested again. Nothing will make him more happier. Nothing will make this guy more happier. He's a psychotic, rambling moron.
Nothing. She'd have the same charge that Janelle Webb got. That's what Janelle Webb was indicted for. Ultimately, if Karen Reed, worst case scenario comes, Karen Reed gets indicted for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation with me. There's no bail to revoke. She's not out on bail. She's on probation. That's not bail. Okay? I mean, she checks in with a probation officer once a week or some shit like that, right? Karen Reed were charged with conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. It would be a fucking joke. She would not be in any danger at all of incarceration. Karen.
That's nice. You sound pretty positive about that. You're facing time. You're gonna do time. You're gonna go to jail.
Reed's freedom is not in jeopardy at fucking all in the slightest. Not at all. And anyone who thinks it is does no fucking idea how the law works and how witness intimidation works. She has to be so careful. But, bro, it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. All right. It's just an excuse. That's all it is. It's just an excuse. That's it. The fact of the matter is that, like, she didn't want nothing to do with me long before this. It had nothing to do with any fucking conspiracy commit. This is just an excuse. That's all this is. It's fucking excuse.
Intimidation charges. That's always been their plan, right? Was to do that. And so it's understandable why, She would not want to get charged again. Like, who wants to get another lawyer, after everything she's been through, like, yeah, we should took that back. Like, what is the worst thing I said about her? The people like, he normalized calling her a cunt. I called her a cunt once. Okay.
Excuse me? That's absolutely not true.
Big fucking deal. That's it. You want to leave me because I recorded Karen Reed acting like a fucking cunt? Go ahead. See you later. That's it. And it was like almost in a respectful way, believe it or not.
How do you call? How do you say to someone, see you next Tuesday? A respectful way.
And it was like I got pushed by an anti-Karen Reed person was on my spaces saying, you're defending a murderer. And I was like, no, I'm defending a cunt, not a murderer. A little humor there, okay? But I don't actually think that, to be very clear. And like, you did this. Like, bro, I talk for a living, okay? I say wild shit sometimes. I'm unfiltered. That's what makes me me, And it's not like I'm sitting up here like, oh, she's the biggest fucking cunt or anything like that. I was like, it was defending her actually when I said that. The other comment, you want to leave me because I recorded Karen Reed acting like a fucking cunt? Was the one I made about like, Karen, I'm selling out the Wilbur and Karen's living home with her parents or something like that. I don't remember the exact context of that, but I just remember them pushing me. I don't remember what led up to that. That was on the spaces. And, I was needled and I let my emotions get the best of me. And it was like, that was like defensive what I said. Like there were I assume what they were coming at me was something like suggesting that things aren't going well for me. Right. And when you tell
Fuck it. I got Wilbur money now. Bro, I just sold out the fucking Wilbur and she's living with her fucking parents. What are you talking about?
How nice.
Now, bro, I just sold out the fucking Wilbur and she's living with her fucking parents. What are you talking about? Wilbur money now. Bro, I just sold out the fucking Wilbur and she's living with her fucking parents. What are you talking about? Because I'm fucking awesome.
Right. And when you tell me things aren't going well for me, I'm like, bro, I just sold out the Wilbur. You know what I mean? That's what I said by that. And it's like, it was a joke. Okay. And living with my parents. And like, remember that? Like, this is why I made the comment about living with the parents on the spaces. Because she told me, she's like, I'm living home with my parents and this and that. And I'm like, and I go, I'm selling out the Wilbur Theater and she's living at home with her parents. This is what I'm talking about. Because she's telling me like, oh, woe is me. Oh, I'm living with my parents and, I'm broke and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bitch, I just offered you the easiest money you've ever made in your life. You don't have to do a fucking thing. And you do an interview with me. Okay. And then we get paid. And then we do another show a week later and another show and another show.
Exactly. Sounds like you wanted to keep her tied to you for eternity. No wonder she turned it down. And another show and another show and another show. Why does she want to be tied to a criminal?
And another show and another show. And guess what?
No, it's not going to stop. It's going to go on and on until you face up to your responsibility.
That adds up to significantly more than whatever People Magazine is offering you. And again, Karen, excellent life choices you made here. That's what you got in the divorce. You got Cryford. I hope you spend his 20 bucks twice. It's unfortunate. And actually, it's a travesty that Karen has to live at home with her parents. Because she should be living in her home in Mansfield and working at Fidelity. That's what she should be doing, but she's not. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a little whatever. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I would. It's none of the public's business if I apologize to Karen Reed for anything. Okay, if and when, or if it has already happened, I wouldn't tell you. Okay, because that's between her and I. And the public does not have. You don't have a right to an apology. I didn't do anything to you, the listener or the viewer. Okay, if you believe that she has been hurt by the things that I've said, then she is the victim, right? Not you. So I don't owe you anything. Okay. My relationship with her, past, present, future, whatever, is her and I. That's it. Not everybody else. Okay. And it's become normalized in the last few months that like our relationship is public and obviously I played a gigantic part in that, but it shouldn't be.
It's okay for him to insert himself into matters that are not his business. And a big shout out to Bonnie Koala. Big shout out to a koala. It's okay for him to feign outrage for thanks he believes certain people are owed on their behalf. But his public actions are no one else's business. Calling someone a cunt or ungrateful publicly does not also warrant a public apology.
But we're critical of her, as we fucking should be, because we should be critical of everyone when they do things that we disagree with, right? We should be able to share our opinions. A lot of people, Jess Machado said it perfectly, like on the spaces, the other night. When I did that the other day, she's just like, yeah, a lot of people, like, nobody feels like they're owed a thank you, but it's like basic manners. You know what I mean? A lot of people fucking stuck their neck. A lot of people got charged for this, rubber duckies,
And a lot of people made a lot of money. A lot of streamers made a lot of money. Yourself included. The Glare, the Young Jerks, JFK. The list goes on and on. A lot of streamers made a lot of money, but you took advantage of it. Someone like JFK show off, they didn't take advantage of it. And all of a sudden, the new word is grifting. Everybody's grifting.
Like all the people giving up their free time. If anybody ever did that for me, bro, I would be. I'm sorry, but if I would not, like, me just saying thank you on the fucking courthouse steps for 5 seconds, that I would consider that disrespectful to you guys. If after this is all said and done, and be like, hey, just want to say thanks to everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Really love you guys. Thank you so much. See ya. That's not going to cut it. Thank Richie from Microdots. And again, a lot of these people would say, I don't want a thank you. I don't give a fuck if you want to thank you. You're owed a thank you. Period. And fuck anybody who says otherwise.
Because that would between
I don't think anyone's owed a thank you. You all made fucking money off this shit.
that's between her and I. And the public does not have. You don't have a right to an apology.
If you think all those people I just named don't deserve a fucking thank you, then you who fucking raised you? Who raised you? I don't want to.
Who raised you, bro? You making how much money have you made off YouTube? Matter of fact, there's a site that we can go look at and we could find out.
Thank you for me. I want to thank you for other people. And I would take 5. How about Tom motherfucking CPU? None of these people got paid, right? Then you could be like, oh, Turtleboy, well, you got paid off of this. Okay, then fuck me. Who cares about?
Dear Meredith, I'm sorry that the Boston Magazine article made you feel humiliated. It was the same feeling I had today when I read it, and in particular, the same part you sent me. The part about Karen is cringing and embarrassing. I'm just so sick of the Roccos, and you're the only person I can rant to about them. Now, he's saying he didn't see it because he doesn't watch my show, because he's such a big shot and all. And I'm being accused of being petty for it. I'm the one that actually fucking sacrificed for this. I went to jail, and now Nick Rocco is the fucking hero. And I'm the petty one? I feel like such shit coupled with the article, and I can't even talk to you about it. I hate that this is my life. I don't know about that, Turtle. I don't know about that, Turtle. It's like I don't exist anymore. There's no Nick Rocco without me. Are you his daddy? This shit's pissing me off. The narrative is that they rightfully distance themselves from me because of her civil trial, fear of more charges, and they need a rest. No, it's money. I can't afford to pay, so I'm not useful. She's costing herself a lot of money. It's very valuable content if she wants to partner with us. See this fucking guy?
I mean, what about all them? What about all the people? How about Dina? How about motherfucking Dina? And that's what really upsets me. Is those people that put their neck on the line and were out there, those motherfuckers deserve better than that. And I'm sorry. God bless Jeff Machado for saying that. It needed to be said. Because fuck me. Put me aside. Whatever. Turtleboy's on the grift. He made all this money, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
now that yes,
The new word everybody learned, grift. Everyone learned a new fucking word, grift.
yesterday before I shared this, there was just under $40,000. Okay.
Now he wants to take credit for the success of 2 women who didn't even utter his name. Now he wants to take credit for this shit.
Okay. And now there's this. Okay. Now, did I do that on my own? No. Other people shared it too. But
All of a sudden, he's seeing, oh man, I better get back on that train. Yeah, I mean, Karen Reed don't want you on that train, bro.
I think that her and I are stronger together than we are apart. Okay.
No, it ain't gonna happen, bro. This fucking guy. It isn't gonna happen.
And so then,
No, it's not going to stop. It's going to go on and on until you face up to your responsibilities.
Guy like him never faces up to his responsibility.
I just want to be a part of your life.
Oh, this is the way you do it, huh? Showing up at my apartment?
What am I supposed to do? You won't answer my calls. You change your number. I mean, I'm not going to be ignored, Dan. Don't you remember our weekend? Wasn't that wonderful? Why can't we just be like that again? I know you feel it too. I mean, what are you so afraid of?
then we are apart. Okay. And so that is that. It's just so stupid.
Make no mistake, Aiden waited until the day of Karen's interview on a platform with millions of viewers aired and shared her defense fund link to pretend he brought her the exposure, not rotten mango. See, this guy is clever. See, he's pretending he don't give a shit about Karen Reed. He don't give a rat's ass about Karen Reed. Betterow does.
And it's like, it's just so stupid, all this stuff. And anybody who wishes to see this feud going and, you know, like,
you started this shit, bro. Many people called it. You're very predictable and you are pathetic. Again, shout out to a koala bear.
oh, he'll never talk to her. They're not all these people who have been speaking for the Reeds. Bill Reed hates you. You know, you didn't tell me that. All he says is nice things about me.
I mean, of course they're gonna say that to your face, but I'm sure all you did to his daughter, Bill Reed despises you. Because if Karen was my daughter,
When I've seen him, you know what I mean? He's a real nice guy.
You know, after you called his daughter a see you next Tuesday, said she wasn't raised right by him because she's an ungrateful bitch, or sent your vile texts sexually objectifying her have been released, Bill Reed likes you? Bill Reed likes you.
And yeah, so that's it. That's it.
Nobody feels like they're owed a thank you, but it's like basic manners. You know what I mean? If you think all those people I just named don't deserve a fucking thank you, then you who fucking raised you? Who raised you? I don't want.
Aiden, who raised you? Who raised you? Mama must be proud. Your brother and sisters must be like embarrassed.
See that. All he says is nice things about me when I've seen him. You know what I mean? He's a real nice guy.
I'm sure he is. Now watch as he tries to put words in Alan Jackson's mouth.
And it was just great. And it was just like the biggest fuck you. Because these people are determined to prove that Karen Reed wants nothing to do with me. Not only Karen Reed, but everyone in Karen Reed's orbit is ashamed of me, wants nothing to do with me. And my guy, Alan Jackson, went on Billy Bush yesterday and made clear it's not like that at all. And the people who are telling you that it is are lying. They are lying. They are not being honest. And they're doing it for their own benefit because they want to get closer to Karen. Because they view Karen Reed as something, as an object to be won. That her affections are a prize that they have that other people don't have, which makes them better. That's how they view that. They don't have the history that I have with Karen.
Bro, dude, Karen Reed is not yours. She's not an object. You don't come back from calling someone to see you next Tuesday, objectifying him, all the vile stuff you said about Karen Reed for the last couple of weeks. You wanted off the train, you off the train, bro.
They weren't there. And they saw opportunity when there was conflict between her and I to make it about them. And they've had their fun. And the fun's over. Alan Jackson made that very clear yesterday. The fun is over.
No, Alan Jackson just ain't going to say nothing. He's right. You know what? Thank you. We owe you some gratitude. Good for you. That's all he said.
Stand with Turtleboy, and I stand with them. And that's the truth of it all.
They can get out on social media and make a splash. Look what Aiden did, right? To
Turtleboy.
Yeah, to really shine a hot spotlight on corruption that was right under his nose.
We brought up Turtleboy, and I just wanted to, from Ann Dunlap, 1951. She says, "Thank you, Mr. Alan Jackson, for acknowledging Aiden Kearney, and prayers will be set free." You know, saying that was out there that there was some, maybe everyone.
There's a
doesn't
lot
get
of
along.
turtles. There's a look at
It was saying
Alec,
maybe everyone
look at all
doesn't
the
get along.
turtles in the chat
There's a
section.
lot of
I'm
turtles.
turning my laptop
I like
around
it.
to
Good,
Alec. Look
good.
at all the turtles.
And there should be. There should be.
But
Good.
I think they liked hearing you, Alan, that you're reaching out and saying something about Turtleboy. I think there's a lot out there that maybe parties on both sides aren't getting along, but they like to hear the nice words that you said.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, where was the first place that Alan Jackson appeared after the trial was over? I think you went, you paid respect, and you spent a Saturday night live with him.
Sure.
Right? That was by, that was, you know, you could have
by
gone,
design. I could have picked
Howie
any place I
Carr,
wanted.
Boston Globe, many other people who were all over this. Me.
Yeah.
I was asking. You went right to Turtleboy for.
Perhaps he forgot he blamed his white charges on Alan.
Directing
Witness
reporters to go up to these
intimidation.
people and do as the defense requested and ask Jennifer McCabe questions.
You folks play part in this. Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I know. Don't you want to play? And notice Karen's smiling there. You know, she knows. Her and I had never spoken directly at this point. We'd only spoken through Natalie. But he says, you know, don't you guys want to ask a question? I know you do. I know you do. Yeah. He's encouraging the media to ask questions, to go up to the McAlberts and ask them these things. To be more aggressive in your journalism. He is encouraging us all to do, as we should.
Let me give you some examples. Here's some questions you might think about asking. Why did Jennifer McCabe Google search how long to die in cold? How about asking you a few hard questions?
Oh, how about asking him a few hard questions? Yeah, and I do that, don't I? I go up to Michael Proctor, I try to ask him smart questions, but he never answers the door, right? But I ask a lot, ask Chris Albert hard questions. Anybody I could find, ask him hard questions. And I did that. And what happened to me when I asked them hard questions? Well, I got indicted for felony witness intimidation. So here I am doing exactly what the defense team in public has urged me and other reporters to do. And you're telling me that somehow I'm too controversial for them? Is that honestly what you're telling me? How fucking retarded do you have to be to believe that? There's literally on the courthouse steps directing reporters to go up to these people and do exactly.
Alan, or men. Now, why are you always calling out women? How come you don't ask these attorneys? Ask them.
Because Alan has a job.
Journalist.
Because Alan has a job. Karen doesn't. Karen doesn't make
Alan's
money.
job is protecting, advising, and pointing Karen in the best direction possible for her life.
Yeah, I think about a job is a job pays money. Why doesn't Karen work?
You know that.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, how long are we supposed to continue the handouts for? All right, let me change the subject. And now there's this. Okay. Now, did I do that on my own? No. Other people shared it too. But I think that her and I are stronger together. Do you think Karen's behavior since the end of the criminal trial has had any effect on the lack of donations for her civil case?
Silence, you mean? I forgot. Silence is bad behavior, right?
I said behavior. I didn't say bad behavior. I said, do you think Karen's behavior? Yeah. She has been pretty silent.
Silent because it's
So do you think, you know, for instance, like,
because you may do you understand that when you get arrested, they say, you know, you have the right to remain silent because anything you say can.
yeah, and Karen, and said I chose them.
You made your own choices.
But that's blaming me. That's
You
victim
twisted
blaming.
it.
That's victim blaming.
It's not victim blaming. It's pointing out a fact that you have a choice to do things or not do things.
Doesn't that make me more noble than Karen Reed? Like, I chose to be there. Karen Reed didn't have a choice. I chose to jump into corruption. Witness intimidation. So here I am doing exactly what the defense team in public has urged me and other reporters to do. And this is for John O'Keefe. We're going to put all these people on the stand and we're going to question them all again and they're going to lie again and then nothing's going to happen. How does that get, it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be great content. But not, if you think the Karen Reed civil lawsuit is going to get justice for John O'Keefe, you're insane. See, we can make light of this, okay? I know a lot of people were so offended by that, but guess what? If you were offended by that, I fucking hate you anyway, and I don't want you watching my show. I don't care. You're not my kind of person. I don't like you. You're not fun, right? I don't want you over here. And normally, if I wasn't drama-free, I'd really go off on you. But I'll just leave it at that. Like, I don't like you. And we weren't meant for each other. If you don't think that's funny, right? If you can't have a little joke with that, right? You're not my kind of people. He goes, Karen Reed lives at her parents' house. It's like, whoa, easy, pal. Only I can make that joke. Only I can make that joke. I want to be very clear about that. See, we can make light of this, okay? I know a lot of people were so offended by that. But guess what? If you were here, you're not my person. I don't like you. You're not fun, right? I don't want you over here. And normally, if I wasn't drama-free, I'd really go off on you.
All of a sudden, he's drama-free, like he's instructed to be drama-free.
I'll just leave it at that. Like, I don't like you.
This is all a game. This is a grift. This is instructed by Betero to be drama-free. This is instructed.
And we weren't meant for each other. If you don't think that's funny, right? If you can't have a little joke with that, right? You're not my kind of people.
Okay? You're not my kind of people. You know who can take that joke? Karen Reed can. Because she's a tough mofo. She's been through a lot. She can take a joke. Okay? Not all you motherfuckers out here acting like you're offended by that. You guys can't take the joke. But she can, because she's tougher than you. Right? She doesn't, you don't speak for her. She speaks for herself. Only Karen.
I'm sure she didn't like the joke about, you make a joke that she's, losing her house to basically fight for her freedom, buddy. And then Karen Reed writes, mocking that I lost my home to fight for my freedom, that I have loving, cool parents that I want to spend time with. How about the part where you repeatedly asked me to do the Wilbur with you and I turned it down? How about the fact that you lived on a couch until my case came along and you were able to move forward and get a life of your own because of my case? I've never treated you anywhere close to this. Never made fun of you. Never shared screenshots or recordings. I'm realizing you actually just a nasty, hateful, negative person taking shots at me purely because that was a message from Karen Reed. If Aiden didn't steal the money he raised, he would just post the receipt.
Oh my God. Does she really? Is this why the closet baby is a closet baby? Did you steal the closet baby's bed? No, I didn't. I don't know where she lives now. I heard she got kicked out of the last place. I think her 15 minutes of fame are just about up. Her grifting days are over. Let's not forget, that bitch put me in jail, man. That bitch is evil. We're not just gonna people, it's all cute. I've seen kind of Turtle Riders kind of interacting with her and she's trying to be playful with shit.
I thought you went to jail for Karen Reed. But you just said this other bitch put you in jail.
LOL, kind of being cute. I know her grift. You guys should ask her what I would like to get. I'm not telling you to ask her because she'll be like, this is third-party contact and shit like that. But if I were a person that was interested in asking this person questions, I would ask, are you gonna admit that he didn't push you on the couch? I mean, just ask her. It's a little too comfortable, a little too getting along too much in the chat there. Forget the rape thing. That never was charged. So everybody knows that's made up, right? But I was charged for pushing her onto a sectional, right? And that never happened. And she knows that never happened. That's why she didn't call the cops that night. That's why she didn't call the cops in the morning. Since she's all of a sudden now seeming to want to tell the truth, right? And put it all out there. That's great. She wants to expose the drama with Jennifer McCabe and whatever. That's all fun and games. We're all really entertained by that. But did press her about that. That's what I would do. It's so did he push you on the couch or not? Did he do that? Because if you're still saying that happened, we can't be cool. That's it. You got to admit that was a lie. If I was her, I don't know why she's just not saying this. She wants to get back at the Commonwealth. I would just say that they made me say that. I didn't want to say that. The Tully made me say it. That's her perfect get out of jail free card here. That goes along with her whole thing, right? She's exposing Tully, right? That's what she says she's doing. And Krusty, just they made me say that. They pressured me to say that. They paid me to say that, right? She got paid. She got Chinese food payment. Just say that you got paid to do that. Why not?
Mismanagement, dismissing advice, alienating his own writers, retaliating against criticism, and prioritizing ego over the well-being of the team. She emphasized that her decision to cut ties was driven by his conduct, not the Facebook page's removal, and accused him of manipulation, lack of accountability, and creating a hostile environment that made continued work impossible. Aiden's reply to this email did not substantively address her claims. Instead, he launched personal attacks, calling her lazy, unstable, and dishonest. He minimized her concerns, shifted blame, and portrayed himself as the aggrieved party, rather than a leader willing to reflect or accept responsibility. The exchange demonstrates a leadership style rooted in intimidation and deflection rather than accountability, reinforced by the contrast between her attempt to formally sever ties and his retaliatory response. Rather than acknowledge to his devoted audience that his writers had walked away, Aiden continued publishing under their anonymous pen names, impersonating his mostly female former writers and treating their identities as interchangeable assets.
The one who left 2 years ago. And so that's my confession for you all. Okay. I fucking lied. Right. I kept her name alive. But what do you think? Do
Do you think that do you think that's a bad lie?
No, I mean, as long as, you know, she was okay with it and she knew, like, that's nothing. I mean, especially considering a lot of the turtle riders probably didn't know who was real and who wasn't to begin with. So I don't think that that being your one lie is anything wrong with that at all.
She was not okay with it. Pretending to be his departed riders was never about keeping their names alive. It was a calculated effort to conceal their departure and to bury the serious allegations they had raised about his conduct. It also served a legal purpose. In the lawsuit filed by Michael Gaffney, Carney had falsely claimed that his writers were both unknown to him and responsible for any potentially defamatory content. By continuing to publish under their names, he attempted to preserve that fiction, masking both the loss of his staff and the implausible lie at the heart of his legal defense. But Aiden was not entirely alone. Through it all, one person remained unwaveringly loyal, willing to say and do whatever was demanded in service of the brand. That person was Brett Killeran, a Worcester native and Turtleboy's live podcast co-host, who positioned himself as Aiden's enforcer and steadfast defender while others had already walked away.
One of my friends, Bobo, I'm not going to dox him, but he shared on Facebook the Busgate story, the now famous Busgate one. And I remember all I did was, it's from my hometown, you know, a neighborhood I've been in 100 times. Bunch of angry white trash parents stormed the bus, big scene. And I just made a couple comments on it. And a couple people responded back. I do what I usually do and respond the way I do, rudely. And after a while, I got noticed in the comment section of Facebook to the point where people are like, I can't wait till that Brett guy sees this one or whatever it was. And yeah, just at some point, he reached out to me and asked if I wanted to, I think it was back then, it was Facebook Live, and asked if I wanted to come on the show as like a guest or whatever. And then if I wanted to be the official co-host. And so I started doing that every Saturday. And it was fun, you know, at first. It became just me and him because no one else wanted to be around him. Everything he touched turned to shit. And it would be that person's fault. And then I got suspended a few times for behaviors that he encouraged. And eventually, when he was like, all right, you're off suspension this Saturday, we're going to have blah, blah, blah. And I told him, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you get paid, and I eat as much shit for this as you do. And I'm sitting there just eating shit.
Just know, if there is actually sound, and you're writing no sound, I am asking the mods to ban you forever. Like, you don't get to come back because you're annoying the if there's actually no sound, that's a problem we need to fix. But if there is sound and you're writing no sound and you're spamming the chat with that shit, banned. Fucking banned. Thank you. Just know that, okay? There is fucking sound. And if you're too fucking retarded to figure out how to fucking refresh your shit, you don't get to just spam it. You're banned. Just understand that moving forward. If you go forward and you say no sound, you're fucking banned. My mods are going to be all fucking over you. If you hear no sound, okay, that's your job to figure it out. Don't come in my chat and say no sound.
This guy's fucking unbelievable. What a piece of work he is.
Retarded to hear the fucking sound, and you don't get to take over the fucking chat and spam with that. Banned. Fucking banned for life. You're never coming back. You understand that?
Oh no.
There will be no sound for you forever.
No
you never get to
for
listen to
Aiden.
it again. Ever.
Oh no.
Back to this.
Aiden, don't do that to me. Aiden, no. Aiden, no.
There are differences between men and women, okay? And it is crazy. Like, this has to be harder for a woman than a man. We're just built differently as men. You know, I would be scared too if I was in her shoes and whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, men are just. I mean, we're the ones that fucking tradition. We go to war. You know, we play football. We're just built differently than women. It is. We're the people that can take a punch. It's like it's differently. Like women are gentle and like softer, you know. And like the idea of a woman being put through this experience is just different from a man being put through this experience. That's what makes because it's just so unladylike to put a lady through this, you know. There are differences between men and women.
This dude, man, I can't go back. I was in a hospital ward with no other inmates. I don't know, man. But yo, this guy is too much. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate you all. Check you out. Hey, why ain't this working? Appreciate everybody. Check you all out on the other side. What's going on here? I appreciate everybody.